I'm going to start with what you guys can do, because that seems to be the concern, how you can protect yourself. The gentleman that raised the question about this being a tight-knit community, I respect that 100%. And I mean no disrespect to anyone in this room. When I grew up in Mount Vernon, we never locked our doors. As the sheriff of this county, anytime my home is occupied or unoccupied, it is locked. When I'm at home, and I carry a firearm all the time, my doors are locked. It's just common sense. It's just reality, because we always think that crime happens in Columbus, it happens in Mansfield, it doesn't happen in Clay Township, it doesn't happen in Bladensburg. It does. Part of the reason it happens is because we, unfortunately, we create opportunities for it to occur. We don't create those opportunities on purpose, but we do create opportunities because convenience is good for us. It's more convenient to leave the keys in the truck than when you're out in the barn, instead of walking clear back to the house to get the keys to the truck to drive across the pasture. It's more convenient to leave the shed unlocked, leave the doors up, and not thinking that anybody driving by is going to see the chainsaw, is going to see the snow blower, is going to see the weed eaters. These things, they need to be locked up. We need to be a little more proactive. I can tell you that probably 90% of the theft and burglary reports that we take at the sheriff's office, we do not have serial numbers or identifying marks or information on property that you folks and people throughout this county report stolen, particularly firearms. Firearms and electronics are the hottest item being taken in thefts and burglaries. I would say 90% of the reports, the owner does not have a serial number. That's unfortunate, because even if we do recover property, if we can't link it to the owner, the prosecutor is going to have a hard time prosecuting the offenders, even if we catch somebody with a bunch of stolen guns. Because if we can't link them to you, tools, any of that kind of stuff, we don't have a victim. So some things you don't want to, some things don't have serial numbers, some things you don't want to put an identifying mark on, like antiques, jewelry, relic weapons, things like that. We live in the age of digital photography. I would encourage you to photograph things in your house, particularly if you have heirloom furniture. I mean, I collect antiques. I have a photo log of every single thing I buy, serial numbers if they have it. Keep a copy for you, give a copy to your insurance company in case you have a house fire. You don't lose those photographs, you don't lose those records. I think the bottom line is we are a tight-knit community. Martinsburg, Bladensburg, the whole county is pretty tight-knit, but unfortunately it's changing. The economy has a little bit to do with it. Substance abuse has the biggest thing to do with it. Most of these people that are out ripping you off, ripping off tools, chainsaws, firearms, these are not people who work and just got laid off. These are people who have a substance abuse problem. They have a drug problem. They have an alcohol problem. Like Harry said, bank robbers, they just need to get their next fix.
So I just wanted to add one point to what you folks can do to help us, is we don't have a crystal ball when someone comes home from work and finds their house. The door has been kicked in and items missing. A lot of times we have a lot of daytime burglaries, which is what we're getting a lot in Licking County. I'm not sure what you guys are seeing here. Obviously most people are working now. Husband and wife both go to work. It's pretty typical for the assailants in most of these cases to ensure that no one's home in a residence by knocking on the door. Someone comes to the door, they'll ask for directions, or have you seen my dog, things of that nature. So if you are home and someone does knock on your door and they look out of place and they're asking about, you know, where X road is, or have you seen my dog, there's a decent chance that you may have been a victim of a burglary if you wouldn't have answered that door. So what we ask you to do is please call us. Call us, report suspicious vehicle, suspicious activity. With all that information, we do, again, in Licking County we have databases. And you know, just because if some person's asked for directions doesn't mean we go out and arrest that individual. But if we get a golden Impala, here, this guy keeps losing his dog and all to different parts of Licking County, then we know we have an issue. So my suggestion is just to be vigilant. You're driving home, you see a car in your neighbor's driveway that looks out of place, give us a call. We have no problem going in. This is what we do. You're not wasting your time. You're not putting us out.